So we have at least one emergency address in this particular tenant, and the description of that emergency address is main office HQ, country United States, address is this, phone number, address status validated, and all that. Let me explain this, right? You remember we indicated earlier that in Microsoft Teams, every phone number is supposed to be tied to a particular emergency address. The simple reason is to assist the security agencies in terms of security situations, in case there is an emergency need where an employee in your organization is supposed to reach out to, let's say, the fire or the police service. The location of the organization will be sent alongside the call to the security agencies. Let me also explain this. This address here, the status indicates that it's been validated. So once the status of the address has been validated, there is no way you can modify this. The only thing you can do is to delete it. Okay, you can only delete it, you cannot modify this. And this is the organization and this is the name of our tenant. So let's go into details. If you want to check details of this, you can just go on it, and here we are. So as you can see, this is the address, status validated, location ID, blah blah blah, organization name, places and all that. You can have multiple places within the same civic address. This is our emergency address and this is the main address. Okay, but then within this we can have a place which is a location. So this can be either a block. Let's say the address designates the building of the business, and so a place within that particular address can be, let's say, the first floor, the second floor, a room in there. Right, so this is what is happening here. As you can see, first floor HQ block, room, blah blah blah. Now, this is what I meant earlier, that if the address has been validated, there is no way you can edit it. So let's try editing this particular location and see what happens. You notice that the fields will be graded out, so there is no way we can edit this. As you can see, these fields have been graded out, so there is no way we can edit any of these fields. Why can't we change this particular address? It says you can't change the address information for a location because it has already been validated. If you want to change this blah blah blah, you need to delete it and create a new one. But then in the situation where the address has not been validated and you want to make changes, or you want to modify the description, the latitude, the longitude, you can just effect that using PowerShell. So how do we do that? Let's just take a look at that real quick. So I'm just going to go over and open PowerShell again, and then I'll quickly connect to PowerShell. Right. So we are here in PowerShell. So to modify an emergency address that has not been validated, use the following command, like set cs online, place civic address, that civic address ID, okay, so I'm just going to paste the dummy address here, and then the description. Let's make this main office. You remember the initial description of the emergency address you created was main office -HQ, as you can see here, over here. But I am changing that. I'm removing the -HQ to make it only main office. That is what is happening here. Okay, and then let's say the company name company name. I'm going to make this, let's say, since for the experts. In case I want to change the latitude or longitude, you just go ahead and use the same values. So you go ahead and enter latitude. Let's say you want to change this to 219, blah blah blah, and the longitude. We want to change this as well. So let's say 5417. So it's just like that. So set CS online. Now there's an error here. It's not underscore. It's supposed to be set dash CS online. Set dash CS online with civic address dash space blah blah blah. Like this. Okay, and remember, you can also modify a location within the civic address. Right. So with that being said, now we have a better understanding of emergency address. Our next step is to grab some phone numbers, user numbers to be specific, and then assign to our users so they can be able to make and receive PSTN calls. Don't go anywhere, the party is just getting started. We have a lot to show you.